Hi everyone! Welcome to another edition of Maker Mondays here at Tina One Kenobi's channel. This evening I'm going to show you how I used one paper pad collection from Mintay, which is the Tiny Miracle collection, and made them into 10 cards. So if you can see here, I've used a mini slimline, 5 cards, and 5 cards to the regular sized base cards. These are the only paper that I've used which is not from the Mintay collection. These are paper or base cards that I got from Prestige. Let's move on to card number 1. I've used the Pink Fresh cutting die to give the card a dainty feel. So I've nested these elements on top of printed cardstock. I also gave it dimension by using foam squares. So for all these 10 cards, it took me about a day or a day and a half to conceptualize how I want my cards to look. So I made a study for that day 1 to find out what elements I can use for the sentiment for each card. So on to card number 2. If you can see the image on this sheet, I fussy cut all the elements or all the images on this sheet because if you can see, a die cut of a cloud and a hill is on the card front, and of course a hill gives you a terrain. That's why I needed to fussy cut these elements to follow the terrain of the hill. Fussy cutting is fun, but it's kind of challenging. If you want to know more, if you haven't done fussy cut before, you can check out Mommy Guide's shorts. She discussed things about how to fussy cut properly or correctly. Just a few more of the elements and the sentiment. There you go. That is card number 2. Let's move on to card number 3. Card number 3, I've used a scalloped square frame here, which I think is from Lawn Fawn collection. Also using a Prestige paper. So if you can notice, all my layout is kind of simple. It's very straightforward. I know some of you are using card sketches. I have yet to really implement card sketches into my cards, but I just want this to be like a free flow type of cards. I just love these elements of the toys, plush toys and teddy bears, and floral bouquets. If you can see, I was quite undecided where to put the sentiment. The only thing that I gave dimension here is the star. On to card number 4. So card number 4 is the simplest one of all. These are baby clothes, and you know how babies are, they grow so fast, right? And so I thought that this sentiment is perfect for the elements that I've used here. So no dimension at all. These are flat laid on the card cover. If you can see the sentiment, it says growing fast, which is perfect for the baby clothes that I have here. On to card number 5. Card number 5 is an element where it shows a hand of a parent where a finger is being clutched by a newborn baby. If you can see, there's still a wrist tag on the baby, which means it's just been delivered. And since I'm using a frame, I wanted the tag to show over the frame itself. Using foam squares for this frame to give it dimension. And a bouquet of flowers, which I also used foam squares for it. You know, this paper pad collection also contains cardboard sentiments. There you go. On to card number 6. And this is so much fun. If you can see, it's a hot air balloon, right? So it's airbound. And so when it's up in the air, there's gotta be clouds. And I wanted this hot air balloon to be in between the clouds. So I used cutting dies for the prestige paper, the white paper. And so the hot air balloon is like, it signifies it being the carrier for the baby. When I was a kid, we were made to believe that babies were being delivered by storks, you know, the big bird. But in this case, for the Mintay collection, I wanted the hot air balloon to be the one carrying the baby and delivering it to the new home. That's why the sentiment says, baby on board. On to card number 7. Wow, that was fast. Card number 7 again utilizes plush toys or this teddy bear and a frame. So I'm marking it with a pencil. I wanted to make sure that it's being laid on the same spot where I initially planned it to be. In this case, I wanted the frame to be flat on the card cover, and it's the teddy bear with the bouquet that I want to be in dimension with foam squares. And so the sentiment says, "Hello, baby." Now we're on to card number 8. Card number 8 also shows a picture frame. But I used different paper elements here, or printed paper, on the card front. So in this picture frame, I tried a different style wherein I lightly inked the edges. This is the only card wherein I inked the edge of an element. What do you think? Do you ink edges of your elements on your cards? So again, putting dimension on this element of baby bottle and plush toys. Card number 9. Card number 9 is fun because I used different paper cuts to give it a playful touch. If you can see, the ends of the paper elements has like a cut like an end of a ribbon. And so this card, I used elements that are really tiny. And there's a playful touch here. I'll show you later on. So there's a toy horse, a teddy bear. I wanted the teddy bear to be riding the toy horse. And because the one that's holding the teddy bear is really a tiny element, what I did was I wanted to put dimension to that, and the foam square is too big, or it's bigger than this element. So what I did was cut the foam square in half and just use that half of the foam square behind this tiny element. Carefully putting that tiny foam square behind, making sure that I don't tear the paper. Now looking at it with the play of paper here, like the ribbon ends, maybe I need to put stars at the bottom of the sentiment. What do you think? Yay, we're now on card number 10. Card number 10, I used the Pink Fresh cutting die to give the card front a dainty feel. So I used the remainder of the cardstocks that were already cut up. I wanted to make sure that I don't waste any paper for this from this collection for my cards. And so I'm using strips and pieces or cut up paper to complete the card cover. So for most of these elements and for the card fronts, I have been using the ATG, the Scotch ATG tape roller, because it's the easiest thing to use for these types of projects. Again, putting foam squares on the element to give it dimension. So if you want to see a more detailed look of these cards, you can check out my Instagram account. So these are all the cards that I completed using just one paper pad collection. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this inspires you to use your stash also.